So this week we're talking about branding. And I went back into the archives of my mind to think some of the things that I did when we started selling back in 1996. So one of the first things was that I made sure my appearance was significantly better than that of whomever I was competing against. What I noticed is that other agents dressed somewhat casually, and so I wore a suit every day. And I really wanted to inject the idea that I was like a financial analyst but as posing as a real estate agent. So when I walked in, there was that impact. The other thing that I made it about my name. I knew that I was the business because the relationship was with me. And so I wanted to brand my name significantly. So I actually redid the sign at the company that I worked with at the beginning and made my name the largest font on the sign. They tried telling me that it was against the rules. I looked it up. I figured we could do it, and so I made my name really big because that's what I was promoting, that's what I was trying to build. And then I reinforced that with direct mail. So I was in Bucktown, I had these signs, big name, and when I did my direct mail, I had my big name and my face, and I did it consistently. That branding side of it was a big deal. And the last thing that I did, which then turned into what App Properties focuses on, was that I wanted to bring my seller significantly better and more marketing, because I knew that the listing was really content for me to market myself, to build my brand. So when I told the seller, hey, we're gonna feature your home individually in a direct mail, we're going to promote it through flyers, we're going to add a better brochure, all of those things made the seller feel like I was doing significantly more to sell their home than whomever I was competing against. And then I was actually using that to build my business. And my goal was, if I met with a seller, everything that I showed them that I was doing to market their home was so profound and so much better that even if their brother was a real estate agent that they loved, they would cancel that and go with me. That what I was bringing to the table was so much better than my competition that they would reject people that they even were related to and go with me. And that is how I felt I was moving the needle in the consumer's direction, so they were continuously getting a better product in the market. So everybody asks the story about love. How did love become our secondary logo? And it really happened when I was meeting with Natasha and we were coming up with a new campaign to replace the neighborhood campaign. And I said I wanted it to be really simple, like an individual word or a slogan or a symbol, something that we can grow. And I said something that everybody will universally love. And I was like, boom, it's gotta be love, because who doesn't love love? And so it started with the garages in Bucktown, and then it morphed into greater branding, and then it turned into a magnet, and then it turned into awards, and now it's turning into sculptures. And so love was a way, I believe, for us to project our core values as a culture and make them consumer facing, right? We build this culture based on relationships, based on the pursuit of excellence, based on how we interact and love one another. But how do you airlift a culture out of an organization and express it to the consumers? Well, we did that by branding the logo of love. And so that was a cool way for the outside world to understand what we had going in our inside world, the inside company, our inside family, where a lot of us spend our time with people that we love, our secondary family. And so that's been very cool. And I will tell you, I believe it's going to get even bigger. I think that it's going to become something even more identifiable, because people today are craving more love, now more than ever. You have all of the COVID, you have the divisiveness politically, we've got all these things that are separating us based on principles and ideas and thoughts. And the one thing we can have universally is love. And it can be love one another. And it can be love everyone equally. And I'm okay being on that side of the argument and being on the right side of history, that everyone equally deserves to be loved and cared for, period. And if we can align ourselves with that principle and that value, universally we will be loved. So everybody talks about brand and they think, should I create something different? My belief is your brand should be your name. That is who you are, and that is the essence of how you're identified. So then thinking about how can I create repetition in my marketing that's both consistent and scalable, meaning that I can grow it over time. That's key. Oftentimes someone's so worried about what the postcard says or their introduction to video that they don't come up with enough touches that are repetitive and consistent over time, that they lose business because they're so worried about the content. The content is far less important than it is the consistency. As long as it looks good and it has a decent quality and you're doing it consistently, that's how you build a business. And then you focus on my database. If your database is the same year after year, you're not growing. Your database should grow by at least 10 to 30% every single year. Every person you come into contact with should be added to your database, because building your database is in direct scale with building your business, and that's building your brand. So you've got to take it super seriously. You can do a 1-year marketing plan. I would recommend doing a 3-year marketing plan and add to it your database count every single month. How your direct mail is increasing, how your digital advertising is increasing, how your client appreciation gifts are increasing, and looking at that as a percentage of cost versus revenue. Because your business needs to grow, and as you grow, you invest in this type of marketing. That's how you achieve scalability. So you're marketing more people, so your business is growing, so you're happy, and you're maintaining those relationships through scalable advertising that is built entirely around reinforcing your brand, which is your value proposition, which is you.